Okay, we're going to go ahead and determine by just looking at the equations themselves as to how many possible solutions there are if we were to graph them or if we were to determine them. Now, the way that we look at these things is that we solve for y, so we had to have solved for y already. And notice we did that in all of these equations here. And then, of course, what do we know? So we know if the lines are parallel, then remember the slopes are equal. So the slope of the first equation has to equal the slope of the second equation. So you'll notice that the slope of this one is 8. You'll notice this one's the slope is 8. And then not only do the slopes have to be, well, the slopes have to be equal. So notice this is 8 and this is 8, but the intercepts have to be different. So that means that the intercept of the first one cannot be the same as the intercept of the second one. That means it's not equal to. So you'll notice that we'll call this A, B, C, and D, and we'll call this my equation E. So we notice that E and D have no solution. And why is that? Because E and D have the same slope and different y-intercepts. So therefore, they are parallel. They will never cross. Okay, so that takes care of that one. We notice here that they have the same slope and the same intercept if they have that. So if the two slopes are the same and the two y-intercepts are the same, then they are the same line. So for E and C, those are the same line, which means what? Infinite solutions. Okay, so that is infinite solutions for those two. And then finally, we'll notice that, and that takes care of C. And then we'll notice on the other ones, notice that they both have different slopes, and that's all I have to check. So if the slopes are different, then they only have, then they cross once. And that means that they are neither parallel nor are they the same line, but they only cross one time. And so both of these here, so that would be E and A, E and B, only have one solution. And that's what we have for those. Okay, let's go to a problem. So here we have y equals x plus 4. So we're given this system. So we have two equations. And we're told y equals x plus 4. Notice that x plus 4 is this one right here. And we are given 2x minus 2y equals 2, and that's this equation right here. And then we look at those two equations, and they look like they are parallel. We know if they are parallel that this system is inconsistent. That's it. That's all we had to do with that one. Okay, no check that you have to perform on there. On the next one, actually, I think I'm going to do this one on this video. In this particular case, now we want to check to see if the point is a solution to the system. What does that mean? That means that if I plug the point in to both equations, 3 equals -1 plus 4, 3 equals 3. As long as these two numbers are equal, then this line lies on this point. Okay, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. As long as the two numbers are equal, then this point does lie on this line. Now we go over to this other line. We have 3 equals -2 times -1 plus 1. 3 equals, when I multiply those two together, I get +2 plus 1. 3 equals 3. Notice that the two numbers, again, are equal. Since they're equal, this point lies on this line. So for this point to lie on both lines, then both lines have to cross at that point, whatever that point is. But basically what that's telling me is that this point has to lie on both lines. Therefore, that is the solution. Okay, And that's the end of the learns. We have one more video to go, and I'll get that recorded up next.